Lately, when I work with my horses, I've mostly just been existing with them in the field and just hanging out. So when I do take them out, especially with Milo, I've been doing liberty walks in the fenced back area of the property, and it's been so rewarding and a lot of fun, and I've been using it to help prepare him for my eventual
Okay, he's
goal
being
of doing a
cute.
liberty photo shoot and video,
Yum.
working with him at the beach sometime. So he needs to have really good recall and stay focused on me, even with distractions, or even if he does leave, he needs to stay close
He's
and
such a
come
cute
back.
dumpling.
So it's been fun working with him on this, and I think he's also really enjoyed it.
He's doing his nose fluttering sounds. But he's still a listening man. I know what he says, I hear something. Good boy. He says, I like libertying in the sanctuary. And just so people don't panic, Shelby, and just so people don't panic, this entire big space is fenced.
Throughout Milo's hoof rehab journey, he has really struggled with wanting to go forward and be free in his movement and work and actually pick up a trot and perform exercise because his feet were so chronically sore, and he was really soured towards work for quite some time. So having him offer this amount of free movement and having curiosity towards what we're doing is such a huge difference in him that I'm seeing, because he just hit a breaking point back in 2020 where he just couldn't perform anymore, and he was so soured to work. It was following that Halloween trail ride that we had that was just horrible, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. And I noticed a huge shift in him and his attitude towards work after that point. So it's been a lot of work getting him to enjoy work and actually be interested and focused on me and wanting to come out and do things, because he was saying no so frequently for so long. Also, initially, when I started doing work like this with him, he didn't want to really walk much, let alone trot, and he would also leave frequently and just decide not to engage with me at all. And it really hurt my feelings initially, but I just kind of waited it out and continued to try to help him with his rehab and helping his body recover from the damage that was being so foot sore and just having such bad hoof angles for so long. And now he's started to come out of his shell more and be so much more engaged and happy, and it's such a nice change to see.
She should be.
Milo is a really good communicator, so I've really liked doing Liberty with him because it gives me a really honest perspective of his level of interest in work and free movement. And even just watching him out in the field and seeing how he interacts with other horses and how much more happy he is to move and play and move about on his feet and how much more confident he is about doing that. It's been a huge shift in his personality and overall temperament and how he behaves and how often he chooses to move. So even though I know I still have my work cut out for me in fixing his hoof angles still, specifically his hind legs, his left hind still has a low heel, so we're working on that. But his attitude has seen such a huge shift that I know we're on the right track. And I've also noticed a change in how he carries himself and how he's putting muscle on and just how he looks. I feel like he looks younger and feels younger now than he did 5 years ago, and his legs are way tighter with less fill in them. So there's been huge changes as his hoof health has improved. Even on this particular day, as tuned in as he was still a little bit nervous, and he was looking off into the distance where he probably saw coyotes or deer or something. And he was pretty sharp because I haven't taken him out in a few weeks now. He's just kind of been hanging out in the field, and I've just been hanging out with him in there and paying attention in there with him and not really doing training. So he was a little bit more up this day, and he was still so focused and really quiet compared to how he has been in years past. Like, there's no way I could have done this with him like 3, 4, 5 years ago. It just wouldn't have gone this way, and it would have been dangerous, and he wouldn't have been this happy to participate. So the difference that I see in his attitude is what speaks to me the most beyond anything else that he's showing me, because even when he in theory has looked okay in the past movement wise, and has been performing where people would think he was doing well and improving in training, mentally he wasn't necessarily in the right place. So seeing his behavior and willingness now is like what's the most important thing to me, because he's been such a good and patient friend to me, and I'm trying to return the favor now because I didn't listen to him as much as I should have in the past. So giving him the freedom to do stuff like this, and also really trying to listen to the communication that he gives regarding his hoof health and how he's feeling, has been really important. And it's been a while that I've been rehabbing him for, but I think that his problems have taken a lot of time to rehab because it's been a whole body reset that he's needed to do.
You dumb Phoebe. Yeah, he did. Oh, he go. He's going to check things out. No, he is totally looking. He's like checking things out. What do you see? Mm-hmm. I am. Breaks are good, man.
So this is where you can see he did leave, but he first trotted off to go check out what he had been staring at, which is really brave, and I actually like that as a behavior to offer. And then he gave himself a snack and decided to eat the grass that is literally all around him, and he could have broken focus at any point to go and eat. So I think that this response was actually really good, especially with the level of engagement that he used to show, which was virtually none. So I basically just walked ahead and then waited for him to follow me because I assumed that he'd want to come with. And you can see that he's taking little steps, and he's just kind of taking his time and was grazing and nibbling as he approached. But he came back, and I was really, really happy with how the session ended.
Hi, stupid. You're so smart. Yeah, he's a smart little gyoza. This is so cool. What a good boy. That was so funny. He took himself a proper break.